What are the biggest mistakes people make? Who should you speak to before making big decisions? Why does timing matter? What should someone think about before starting any medical step? Think about you. Think about what you need. It doesn't matter if you go 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, but it's the end result that we're aiming for. I've been asked to answer some common questions about transitioning. So here you go. Is there actually a right order to transitioning? And do you know what I've learned? I've learned that every single person takes it at their own pace, in their own stride, and does it their own way. In terms of what kinds of transitioning are there? There's social transitioning, just things like your name, your passport, your driving license, your hair, your clothes, your makeup, your shoes, your affects, handbags, brooches, hats, whatever you like. Socially transitioning means you used to present to the world in that gender identity, and now you present to the world as your true gender identity. And socially transitioning can take time. It doesn't matter whether you start with a little dab of nail varnish, or just a shortening of your name, or just a different hairstyle, or go the whole hog and chuck out every single thing from your old wardrobe and put your whole new wardrobe in and change everything in terms of your name and how you are described and how you look, how you present yourself to the world, how you want the world to see you. But however you do your social transition, do it to suit you. Make sure you're safe, make sure you're happy. And then we have medical transition. And what that means is actually switching your hormones. So if you're born with testicles that produce testosterone, and instead you want to have an estrogen hormone profile, then you would switch off your testicles and you would and stop testosterone production, and then you would take estrogen and progesterone to give you the estrogen profile that an ovary would produce. So that's medical transition. And obviously it works the other way around. If you're born with ovaries that produce estrogen, you want to turn off those ovaries and then have testosterone instead. And some people, so maybe if you're non-binary or agender, some people want a little bit of both hormones. So perhaps don't switch off your ovaries or testicles completely, but just top them up with a little bit of the opposite hormone. So again, there's so many different ways of medically transitioning, and it's totally up to you. Just make sure that you've got the right support and the right doctor behind you. Then we have surgical transition. Some people, not all, some people wish to surgically transition. They might want to make permanent changes to their bodies using surgery to help their body match their gender identity better. Again, a really personal choice, whether you want to do that at all or whether you want to go the whole hog. Do you want to do face surgery? Do you want to do chest surgery? Do you want to do bottom surgery? Completely and utterly up to you how you do it. And then we have legal transition. So legally transitioning means changing anything on your legal documents. And what that usually means is your birth certificate. So if you apply for a gender recognition certificate in the United Kingdom, that will allow you to correct the mistake that was made on your birth certificate when they registered you at birth. And that's legal transition. And some people throw into that things like your deed poll or your driving license or your passport, those legally accepted documents. So legally transitioning. And that means that then you can live and be displayed in your true gender on things like your bank accounts or your council tax or your pension, all those kinds of things. But again, you do it the way that you want to do it, the way that you're safe doing it, the way that suits you. There's no right or wrong order to do things in. Definitely not. What are the biggest mistakes people make when planning their transition? Do you know what? The best laid plans of mice and men. Ever heard that one? Because you can make all of those plans. You can plan it all out exquisitely, and then something happens and it all gets messed around. But just don't set your expectations too high. Make a rough plan. Choose someone that you trust to talk to, whether that's family or friends or a professional. Plan things out by all means, but don't get disappointed if events overtake you and your plan doesn't go exactly as you planned it. Everybody's different. Life is different. You never know what's coming around the corner. You never know what challenges or enhancements that you're going to meet that will facilitate or block parts of your transition. So be fluid. Make a plan by all means, talk it through, think about everything, but don't be disappointed if your plan deviates, because it will. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video. I notice that some of you don't actually subscribe, and it would really help me if you did subscribe, and it will also make sure that you can get my next video if you want to. So just click the button. Why does timing matter for things like hair removal or transplants? I know how awful it can be to be a woman and have hairs on your chin. What if actually you had a full beard when you were pretending to the world that you were male, and now as a woman you have a full beard? I know how awful that can be, but just think ahead, because if you're also losing hair on your head, sometimes those beard hair follicles can be used to transplant bits into your scalp. So just make sure that if you're going to do laser hair removal, make sure that you don't need any of those hair follicles to give you a better head of hair on top. So just get some advice, make sure that you're doing the right thing. The other thing for trans men as well, sometimes you want some of those hairs at the base of your penis. If you're going to have new penis, you might need a few hairs just to pop down the bottom there, just to make it look a little bit more authentic and real and suit you the way that you want it. So just make sure that if you're doing permanent changes, whatever they might be, get some advice, make sure that you're doing the right thing. Ask. Can you give an example of something you shouldn't do too early? It's really hard, isn't it? Because we've all got regrets. We've all got regrets about things that we should or shouldn't have done better or in a different order. But actually, sometimes you just don't get that choice, do you? Sometimes events overtake you and you just do things impulsively, or something makes something happen when you weren't quite planning it. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. Just take things steady, get somebody trusted on your side, make sure you've got some support and some love, and then take those steps gently, confidently, and be you, be yourself, be your true, authentic self. What should someone think about before starting any medical step? The thing is, right, social transition is completely and utterly reversible. You can go out wearing that, you can have your hair cut that way, you can grow that, you can paint your nails, you can change your name, and all of those things you can unchange if it doesn't go so well for you. And that's absolutely fantastic. That is the beauty of human nature. Medicine as well. Some people think, oh my goodness, if you start medicines, that's it, irreversible. But it's not, because actually what happens is that puberty is very slow. And if you would think back to your first puberty, that takes a long time, and so was your second one. So starting hormones at a low dose or starting hormones doesn't automatically mean that you've got a 36 double D or your voice drops the next day. Just take things slowly, let it develop slowly. And if you want to, you can pull back and stop, reduce, think again. It's up to you. The important thing is that you take it at your pace. You do what you want to do. You do what's comfortable and safe for you. Surgery, on the other hand, is irreversible, and that's difficult. So if you make a mistake with surgery, then you might need more surgery to correct that mistake. But you know what? We all make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about it. Who should you speak to before making big decisions? Oh, I wish everybody had a really, really lovely counsellor in their back pocket to help them, but that's not always the case. We don't always have that. That's not always available to everybody. But just see if there's somebody in your life, a friend, a family member, a professional, someone that you can trust, someone that's on your side, someone that wants the best for you. Not someone that's going to hold you back, but someone's going to help you go forward. That's the most important thing. It doesn't really matter who it is, but make sure they understand what your goals are, what your ambitions are, what your aims are. It's really important. Think about you. Think about what you need. That's just the fundamental thing that you need to do. And if you can get someone on your side to help you do that, fantastic. And don't forget, I'm always here too. Who are some of the best surgeons around at the moment? Well, I'm not really one that names or shames other professionals, but do you know what my advice would be? Ask people who've had those operations. Where did they go? How much did it cost? What was the procedure? What was the process? How affirming were they? How much did they listen to what you wanted to achieve? All of those things are really, really important. So it's not really in terms of the best technique, but find out who's had what operations. Ask around in groups, ask communities, speak to your doctor. Find out which surgeons do which operations and did they listen to what outcomes you wanted and what were the outcomes like. Ask, do your research, and find the best person to help you achieve your goals. What's the biggest message for people out there? Do you know what? Everything needs planning. Don't be too hard on yourself if your plan doesn't go to plan, and make sure you achieve your goals. And it doesn't matter if you go 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, but it's the end result that we're aiming for. And take your time. Don't rush things. Do it at your own pace. But then if you wake up in the morning, you've got to do it today, then do it. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And don't forget that I write about this all day, every day on my website. Come and have a visit. I'll see you there. Link is below.